Dear students, see today we'll start a new lesson, that is ray optics and optical instruments. See, basics of the ray optics you studied in the 10th standard. You studied about the optical phenomena like reflection, refraction, scattering of the light. Okay, here we are going to study in more detail. We will also study about the optical instruments like microscope and telescope. Now see, our lesson number 9 is ray optics. Lesson number 10 will be wave optics. So the ray optics is based on the fact that light travel in a straight line. Okay, that is rectilinear propagation of light. Now see, in the earlier standard you studied a cardboard experiment. See, 3 cardboards like this. Okay, now see, a candle is kept here on a stand. Okay, and here is our eye. Okay, now see, if the position of the one of the board is changed, so you will not be able to see. So that fact shows that light travel in a straight line. Okay, that is a rectilinear propagation of the light. So here we have to study the phenomena based on the rectilinear propagation of the light. See, we will have to study reflection, refraction, total internal reflection, scattering, okay, then dispersion of light. See, we will study the phenomena based on this principle. Now we will study about optical microscope. See, simple microscope and compound microscope. We will study about telescope also. Now we start with the first phenomena, that is reflection of light. Now see, all of us are familiar with the plane mirror. Okay. Now see, when a light is incident on a polished surface, like mirror, it is thrown back in same medium. This phenomena is called okay. See, when a light is incident on a polished surface like mirror, see, it is thrown back in the same medium. This is called reflection of light. Now we consider case of a plane mirror. Now see, a glass, see, when it is coated with some chemical, so this surface has become a polished surface. Okay, now see the laws of reflection. Now see, this is a plane mirror, this is a normal or a perpendicular. Okay, now see the first law we have to see. Let us say this is incident ray. Now this is a simple experiment you can observe in the laboratory also. Okay, and this is reflected. This angle is I, this angle is R. Okay, so see the first law of reflection. See, the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are same. Okay, so that is the first law. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Okay. See, if we measure these two angles, it will be equal. This is a simple phenomena you can observe in the laboratory. Now, second law of reflection. See, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence. Now, this is a normal or a perpendicular at the point of incidence are in the same plane. Now, you studied it in the geometry earlier. See, to form a plane surface, we require three non-collinear points. So, first point is this, second point, and the third point. Now, this will form a plane mirror. Sorry, this will form a plane. Okay. So, the second law, see the incident ray, reflected ray, and normal at point of incidence in. Okay, so this is the second law of reflection. See the laws of reflection again we can see. See the angle of incidence I and angle of reflection R are equal. Secondly, see the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence are in the same plane. Now here we have considered for the plane mirror. See, but in the broad sense, we can use this law, okay, for spherical mirror also. Okay. Now see what are spherical mirror. See, these are the mirror from an imaginary sphere. Now let us say, see this is a sphere. Okay. Okay, now this is the center of the sphere. See, out of this we cut this part. Okay, and here we make an arrangement or we apply some chemical here. Let us say that, see the incident inside the surface, this surface becomes a reflecting surface. Okay, see this QQ dash here, inside surface is a reflecting surface, then it becomes a concave mirror. Now we have to remember that concave mirror is a converging mirror. Now see this similar sphere here, let us say is a C is a center of an imaginary sphere. See, we have cut a part like this, QQ dash. Okay, we make arrangement such that, let us say some chemical or is applied here, and see the outer surface has become reflecting surface. Okay, then it becomes a convex mirror. Now see, you have to remember that a convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Okay. Now, see, basically we have to study here two type of mirror. One is a concave mirror, that is a converging mirror, and a convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Now, next we have to be familiar with the terms associated with a spherical mirror. Now, let us say this is an imaginary sphere. From this, the mirror is cut. Now, this QQ dash okay. Now, this is our concave mirror. See, inside surface is a reflecting surface. So this is our concave mirror. Now, see our this QQ dash is aperture. Okay, see the part of the mirror on which the light falls is called aperture. Now C is the center of curvature. Okay, now C is the center of the imaginary sphere. So this is center of curvature. See the midpoint of this QQ dash is P is called the pole. Okay, now see the line passing through this CP. Okay, this we call as a principal axis. Line passing through center of curvature and pole of the mirror is called okay. So QQ dash is our aperture. C is the center of the sphere, that is the center of curvature. Now P is the pole, that is the midpoint of QQ dash. See the principal axis. See the line passing through the center of curvature and pole of the mirror is called principal axis. Now next is focal plane. As I told just now, see to form a plane, we need three non-collinear points. So this QQ dash and CP makes a focal plane. Okay, QQ dash and principal axis, that is aperture and principal axis makes a focal plane. Now CP line passing through C and P we have called principal axis. Next is the paraxial rays. Okay, now see the rays parallel to the principal axis. Okay, rays parallel to the principal axis are called paraxial rays. Rays parallel to principal axis are called okay. So line passing through center of curvature and pole is called the principal axis. See the plane formed by the principal axis and the aperture is a focal plane. Next is the paraxial rays. See there is a rays parallel to the principal axis are called paraxial rays. Now next we have to see about the focus of the mirror. It is denoted as capital F. Okay. Now see the rays parallel to principal axis after reflection will meet at a point. These are paraxial rays. After reflection, they meet at a point what we call as a F is the focus. So the rays parallel to the principal axis after reflection meet at a point which is called focus. So here we are talking of concave mirror meet at a point. See here these rays meet or converge. That's why see our concave mirror is a converging mirror. Okay, meet at a point. This point is called focus. Okay, now see our CP is R. See the radius of curvature. Okay. Now, see later on, we'll prove the relation between center of radius of curvature and focal length. See this distance FP or PF is called F. There is a focal length. Okay. Now later on we'll derive the relation between radius of curvature and focal length F. Okay. Focal length we use the small f. Okay. So this is about the radius of curvature and focal length. Same rules can be applied and we can determine the focus of a diverging mirror, that is a convex mirror. Okay. Now see the next, we have to see about the sign convention. Okay. Next we have to see about the sign convention which are going to be used for concave mirror or a convex mirror. Now we have to use Cartesian sign convention. Okay. P is the pole, F is the focus, C is the center of curvature. Now see our Cartesian coordinate system, we are familiar. See, this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Okay. Now see the P is the pole. See, in our Cartesian coordinate system, first thing, all distance are measured from pole. Okay. Second, now let us say we have a linear object like this, AB. See, we'll learn how to draw ray diagram also. See, let us say the first ray is parallel to principal axis. Now see, rays parallel to the principal axis after reflection will pass through F. Okay. Now this is our origin, this is incident ray. Okay. Now first we have seen all distance are measured from the pole. Secondly, distance in direction of incident ray are considered positive, and distance in opposite direction are considered so what we can see here, this distance will be positive. Why? Because these are the distances in the direction of incident ray. See, that we have to consider positive, and in opposite direction we have to consider negative. Now secondly, see, this is our principal axis, distance is above the principal axis, so this will make our plus y and this will be minus y. Okay, so what we can say, distance above principal axis are considered positive, and below principal axis are considered negative. Okay, so in our Cartesian coordinate system, see the first one, all distance are measured from the pole of the mirror. Secondly, we have seen all the distances in the direction of incident ray, okay, are considered positive, okay, and in opposite direction we have to consider negative. See, the distance is above the principal axis, this is our principal axis, above the principal axis we have to consider positive, and below the principal axis we have to consider negative. Now next we have to see how to draw ray diagram. Okay, now whenever we'll have to calculation, we need calculation. If you know the ray diagram very well, see that will be a great helpful help to us. Now, how to draw a ray diagram? See, there are 3 points we have to consider here. See, the first, okay. See, if incident ray is parallel to principal axis, after reflection it will pass through F. Okay, if incident ray is parallel to principal axis, after reflection it will pass through F. Okay. Secondly, let us say AB is our object. Here also, here incident ray was parallel to principal axis. After reflection it will pass through F. Now these are the basic convention or rules to draw ray diagram. First rule we have seen, if the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it will pass through F. Secondly, see, the incident ray passes through F. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray. Okay. If the incident ray passes through F, after reflection it will become parallel to principal axis. So if incident ray passes through F, after reflection it will become parallel to principal axis. You can easily note these two are just opposite. First, incident ray is parallel to principal axis. After reflection it will pass through F. Secondly, if incident ray passes through F, after reflection it will become parallel to the principal. And third is a reversibility. Okay. See, by using the same principle that angle of incidence and angle of reflection is same. Okay. Or see, fourth also we can see, as for our convenience, reversibility. Okay. Now suppose ray incident like this, reversibility, after reflection it will pass to the same point again. So this is the fourth one, or that is called reversibility. Okay, so these are the 4 basic things. Okay, we have to keep in mind while drawing a ray diagram.